Hey, what was that movie where Goldie Hawn boinks a guy to death?
Oh, Private Benjamin?
Yeah, Private Benjamin. Haven't seen that in forever.
I'm so sorry. I screwed that up.
Welcome back to Haven't Seen That in Forever, the podcast where we remember the movies that have been forgotten.
Are we going to forget this one?
Probably right after we talk about it, yes.
Yeah, that seems right.
Got Nels Ben Cullen here. We're going to talk about 1980s Private Benjamin starring Goldie Hawn.
And other people.
And other folks, yes.
You could leave it at Goldie Hawn.
So,
I
gentlemen.
think the casting did.
Gentlemen, did you ever consider joining the military?
Briefly.
Okay.
There's not a whole lot more to it. At 18, I didn't know what I wanted to do.
Yeah, nobody does.
I briefly considered joining the fire academy. I briefly considered the military because I didn't want to have student debt. And looking back on it now, kind of wish I had. Ultimately chose to go to college.
All right.
I desperately wanted to do obstacle courses. I thought
Just go on American Gladiators for
You're
that.
just an adult toddler, aren't you?
I thought that
Go on
every
Nickelodeon Guts.
scene I saw was
Aggro
awesome.
Crag.
And on top of that, you remember those old school Marine commercials where he fought a dragon after climbing up a cliff?
It
Yeah.
was a lava monster.
Or a lava I honestly, it kind of worked on
The
me.
propaganda worked on you.
But I also then exclusively studied sociology and psychology and realized that that's just purely propaganda, and the military industrial complex failed on me. But
I'll tell you why I didn't. I learned lava monsters weren't real.
Aw.
So I wasn't going to get to fight one.
whoa.
Sorry to burst that bubble for you.
I thought we were about to do Saturn Awards for lava monsters for sci-fi and fantasy.
Where you just get handed an old Saturn.
Yes.
That might be my favorite joke I've ever made.
There you go. Love it.
Did you?
Nels?
I was actually signed up for the Army with a ship out date for boot camp.
So 2 questions immediately.
Okay, go.
Did you not have hair before that?
I was going to ask,
I had hair at 19.
what made you sign up and what made you drop out?
Didn't know what I wanted to do and then figured out what I wanted to do. And it wasn't the Army.
What did you figure out?
That I didn't want to do the Army.
Fair enough. So what you wanted to do was
Yeah.
what you didn't want to do.
So what's funny is when you sign up to join the Army, and if you say I don't want to go anymore, you can't do that.
Oh, are you on the lam?
No, I'm not on the lam. But what I did
Is your name like John Johnson and we're just calling you?
Joe Johnston. Did you burn down an admissions building?
I'd like to think I can come up with a better fake name than my actual name I'm
Like,
using.
call me Snake.
Yes.
We're like, no, that's last week.
I had braces at the time, and they won't let you go into the military with braces because you have to have monthly checkups for your orthodontist.
Oh.
And they kept pushing back the date my braces were going to come off. And each time they did that, I had to re-sign the papers for my ship out date. And then, like, I don't know, the third time I had to re-sign it, I just had figured out, I don't want to do this. So I didn't re-sign. And there's nothing they could do about it.
Oh.
It's basically a medical reason. It's just like if like I broke my leg, they're not going to send you off with a broken leg
Well, yeah.
until your leg's healed. And if your leg, takes too long to heal,
I feel like a broken leg would be a lot more of a hindrance to basic training than braces.
it is, but it falls under that same umbrella.
Very interesting.
Yep.
I did not know this about you.
Yeah. And
No,
everybody
Nels-
thought I was throwing away this big opportunity, and this was spring of 2001.
And look where you are now.
And then September 2001 rolls around. All of a sudden, everybody's very happy I didn't join the Army. So,
Why? What happened?
I don't know.
They hit the second tower.
Who'd you think they were going to send out if shit went down?
They hit the second tower.
I'd signed up to be like, you can pick your job too. I'd
Okay.
signed up to be like a cannon operator.
A cannon.
I didn't know what the fuck was.
You wouldn't have gone like cook or
Exactly.
or like
I was an idiot. I
engineer,
shouldn't have been
IT?
allowed to do this.
No, I said cannon. Like, that sounds awesome.
It sounds awesome until
you're into
they put
it.
you on the front lines, and
But-
I'd be in a box right now.
But you're behind a cannon.
They would have given my mom the little folded up flag. I wouldn't have
that's
lasted out
depressing.
there.
You want to know what I would have been? I'd have been a cook a la Steven Seagal in Under Siege, where truly I'm a cook, but I'm actually the best of the best at everything ever, and I'm a jerk about it.
Except being the sheriff of a small rural town.
Well, Steven Seagal would say that he could do that too.
He did do it, just not well.
Oh, in Louisiana.
Yes.
Oh, and he
was bad.
Yeah, okay.
I did not know this about you, but look where you are today.
Yeah,
it's
I made it
2026. You're on 2 podcasts. You're married. You have dogs and a house.
Yeah.
And no more hair.
No.
John,
John.
Nels, you're doing really good. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Cut that
oh
out.
My gosh.
Cut it in post.
Edit, producer man.
You know what I would have done if I joined? I would have been Private Benjamin.
That's actually true. Well played.
And
Speaking,
you would have gone through quite a number of shenanigans.
Speaking of segues, when is the first time you saw Private Benjamin, the movie?
2 weeks ago? A week ago? When did I watch it?
I don't know.
It was either
I didn't watch it with you.
It was either a week ago or 2 weeks ago. In preparation for this, this
Okay.
was the first time I saw it.
Colin.
This is the first movie so far in the podcast that I have not seen.
Okay.
And I haven't even heard of it
Oh.
before.
I've definitely heard of it. This is one of my mom's favorite movies. And if you knew my mom, you would be concerned as to why this was one of her favorite movies. But,
This is new for me as well. So we got three virgins going into this one.
fresh eyes.
Yep.
Ooh. Given where the movie starts,
We
that's
are.
an interesting choice of words.
So let's dive into it. Our first category, we'll look at the background the background and directors.
Come on, John.
I'll get it right. A category we call and action.
Cut! All right, that's a cut. What the hell is wrong with that take?
So Private Benjamin was directed by a gentleman named Howard Zeef. Zeef. He also directed The Dream Team with Christopher Lloyd, Michael Keaton, 1989, and both My Girl 1 and 2, which might be movies that fall onto our radar someday.
One of those is very good.
I actually never saw the sequel.
It's not good.
Well, no Culkin.
No, he's dead.
You gotta have the Mac. Bring the Mac back, and I'll watch it.
Return of the Mac.
The bees got him.
Yeah, the bees did get him. Written by a woman named Nancy Myers. She's had a very, very long, successful career. She also wrote Jumpin' Jack Flash, Baby Boom, Father of the Bride 1 and 2. Directed Parent Trap, What Woman Wants, Something's Gotta Give, It's Complicated. So she's had a very, very long, successful career in Hollywood.
Also directed one of my favorite movies, The Holiday.
Okay.
I love The
Is that
Holiday.
the Jack Black?
Yep, Jack Black
yeah.
and what's
Queen
Titanic?
Latifah?
No, that's Last Holiday.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Oh.
There's Cameron Diaz, Kate Winslet, Jack Black, and Jude Law. She also directed The Intern.
Yes, she did.
Very good movie.
Yeah. So she's
What
had
is the Google. No. Oh, that's the Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro and Hathaway.
And Durs from.
Yes, from Workaholics. Yes, Durs, not a good guy in that movie.
And she also worked with a gentleman named Charles Shire on a lot of those movies as well. They collaborated together as writers. So very successful folks that made this movie, both directing and in writing. And then Goldie Hawn was executive producer as well, and not just as like a vanity role either. She was involved with script revisions and casting, kind of doing the research of this movie. I think you can see her fingerprints and what she was going through in her life on this movie, and we can get to that in a little bit.
Her first producing, right?
First executive producer title, yes.
Yep.
So, anything else on our directors, our background?
I actually the directors and the writers, I really didn't. I don't know them by name necessarily. So when I saw their names, I didn't immediately go,
Right.
My Girl and Holiday and The Partridge Family, The Jeffersons, The Odd Couple, like all of these really big things that are associated to this directing and writing team. But I'm really impressed. Everyone has to start somewhere.
So,
They do.
One thing I wanted to bring up was that it was rejected by not just one or two, not just a lot, by nearly every single big Hollywood producing agency, simply off of the main background that is, it's a militaristic movie and a comedy, neither of which can significantly succeed with a female lead.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it blew both of those assumptions out of the water and did terrific. But We'll talk about that later. I just think it's interesting that it was almost not made because they just had dozens of studios, black and white, not even look at it, not even read it, say no.
Interesting.
I am going to hold my thoughts on that.
20th Century Fox was one of the most famous ones where they literally did a return to sender with the envelope. This is all alleged. They returned it without opening it. 20th Century Fox did not even open the script.
This is like when Blockbuster refused to buy Netflix.
You're like, oh, you dumb dumbs.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're good on the background, so we can move on to our marketing segment that we call Gimme, Gimme, Gimme.
I'm Ricky Bobby. If you don't chew Big Red, then you.
So first we'll look at the movie poster for Private Benjamin, and it is pretty self-explanatory. There's not a lot of bells and whistles to it. It's just Goldie Hawn in that scene where she's in basic training, kind of beat up after running around in the rain, looking sad, looking like she doesn't belong. She's taking up the entire poster with that look. Just says Private Benjamin, Goldie Hawn on it. She's the star of the movie, that you know that. And then it says the Army was no laughing matter until Judy Benjamin joined it.
It does not look like a comedy off the trailer.
No, it doesn't. It looks like the first G.I. Jane. Because you look at the G.I. Jane poster and it's very similar. Demi Moore does not look happy.
Well, Demi Moore wasn't happy in the movie.
I understand that, but Goldie Hawn doesn't look happy
Right,
in the poster.
Well-
and then to call it the laughing matter is
Well,
like,
that's
it's
kind of
confusing.
where, you think, okay, this might be a comedy because it's no laughing matter. Hey, a woman in the Army, haha. That's
Who'da
funny.
thunk?
The hijinks that will ensue.
And Harry Dean Stanton was the one who was like, there's like almost 9,000 or something. You're like, oh my gosh, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But
In the grand
it's-
scheme of things, it wasn't a ton at the time.
okay.
I'm assuming that's an
Yeah.
assumption, I should say.
So yeah, the poster is definitely just banking on Goldie Hawn's star power here and her driving the movie and being a kind of a fish out of water story with the military.
Do you think that there was I don't know that we have any information on this, but I know that the fish out of water premise is definitely what they wanted to lean into rather than like political satire.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what Stripes did
Mhm.
with political satire. I think that was more of its lane. And you can even say Full Metal Jacket to a degree, political satire, but a lot heavier.
Yeah.
It's not nearly as funny. It's got some funny moments, but it's not nearly as
It's
funny.
not funny.
No.
It's not a comedy.
It's
at
not a comedy at all.
Yeah.
So, do you think in the age of political satire kind of being a tad more mainstream than it ever had been previously in movies, that's why they wanted to lean away from it?
That's possible. I was thinking, in this kind of post-Vietnam
Mm-hmm.
phase where, I remember, 5 years removed when this movie was made? Is that far enough away to where you can start poking fun at it? I feel like they never really, and I know Stripes came out right before, after, pretty close to this, like within a year, one way or the
I thought it was
other.
right before it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but then you look, after, and you do get, Full Metal Jacket, and you get, The Hard Way, and,
Plenty of
Stripes.
those.
Deer
Plenty of
Hunter,
those.
all sorts
oh, yeah,
of,
Deer Hunter. That's
yeah.
a good one. Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now, yes. All the way till maybe Forrest Gump might be the last kind of movie with Vietnam in it. So you're looking at like the next 15 years.
Tropic Thunder.
Yes. Then Tropic Thunder, of course.
We all know that famous Vietnam movie, Tropic Thunder.
So, but none of those movies are really comedy. So
Yeah.
I don't know if they ever really got around to satirizing that.
No, and I think Vietnam is kind of a very touchy subject for a few generations, and that there should never be comedy about it because there's so much sensitivity about it in terms of like, and I hope we don't lose listeners into me saying this isn't my opinion, but there's a lot of thoughts about if we won or lost or pulled out, and then like the courage and everything involved and like the brutality involved and whether we should have been there or not. And obviously there was tons of protests and rallies around it. I think that a lot of people didn't want to touch Vietnam in a satirical mode because it was very controversial, that it was honestly easier just to do generic military movies.
Yeah.
If you're going to do a military comedy like Stripes, or even like the Police Academy being more like, civilian, those made more sense than doing a war that the nation was divided on.
Sure.
And the people involved were divided on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think to this day there's been a ton of films that even try to touch Vietnam for what it was or how it was perceived from a totality perspective.
Yeah.
It still seems like one of those things that you're like, I could make this, but why?
Yeah. And then the trailer, we talked last week with Escape from New York about how trailers back in the day, early 80s, they weren't these big cinematic things that you see now where it's, there's trailers for trailers nowadays.
Yeah.
There's release dates for trailers now. It wasn't like that back then. You just saw it before the movie and that was the end of it. You saw it once. There was no Twitter or anything to go on and see it and pick it apart. And so this is very, again, kind of just bare bones. Here's Goldie Hawn. She's going to be in the military. Laughs ensue.
Hilarity.
That's really all the trailer was, banking on her star power.
Yeah. There were a number of basic training mishaps that showed up in the trailer.
Yeah.
Eileen Brennan showed up in the trailer, which I think also is a selling point for this trailer.
Yeah.
There is romantic subplot information in the trailer, which I don't think they've obviously fleshed out because the romantic subplot of this movie transitions significantly from the beginning to the end.
Yes.
And I know that they're trying to balance broad comedy with the empowerment arc, but they obviously couldn't do a ton of the empowerment arc in the trailer without giving away too much about the romantic subplot, which is what kind of starts Goldie Hawn down this road.
Yes.
I was really grateful that I made the choice, as this is the first movie on the pod that so far I had not seen. And I very intentionally looked up absolutely nothing about it. I watched the entire thing through, then looked at the poster, then watched the trailer, then started reading about it, and then rewatched it. But I did not appreciate the tone of the trailer, as it seemed like it was kind of a lot funnier than the movie was.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about this later, but the movie was not a comedy in my mind. I think the movie was 3 genres and it couldn't pick a lane. The trailer, to me, was 1 lane. It was comedy. It was slapstick. The whole I'm not in this army. I'm in the other army with the yachts and the condos.
Right.
The I want to go to lunch scene.
Yeah.
Those were played up as such slapstick humor that I really didn't anticipate the movie having feels like it did.
I agree with that. I think the trailer didn't set it up for what the movie actually was.
Mm-hmm.
I think it did a good job bringing people to the theater.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed. It did its job as a marketing scheme.
Yeah.
It did not do justice in the long run as a true trailer.
Which is one of my biggest pet peeves with movies. I don't like trailers that sell a movie as something that it's not. I really, really hate that. I'd rather you not put out a trailer than sell it as something that it's not. When I go to see a movie because I liked the trailer, I expect certain aspects of the trailer to exist. When they don't, I leave very disappointed.
Have you ever seen that trailer of The Shining that someone re-edited as a family comedy?
I have.
No.
Oh, yeah.
I've also seen the one of Mrs. Doubtfire they did as a horror movie.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
Like you can form, and they're very good. They look like that would be what the movie is.
Okay.
So
it's very good.
you can do just about anything you want.
I've seen
with
the
these
Miss
trailers.
Doubtfire cut. Well, we talked about it, 3 weeks ago? 4 weeks ago, we talked about Orange County.
Mm-hmm.
That trailer made it seem like a stoner comedy.
Yeah.
And when in reality, it has stoner comedy scenes. But if you were to wrap it up, it is not overall a stoner comedy. And it did an injustice there. And I think this does an injustice saying it's a comedy overall. It has comedic elements, but to me, it wasn't a comedy.
I agree.
All right. Let's move on to our next category where we talk about the music and score. That's my jam.
2, 3, 4.
So this might be the shortest category that we do in a while because
Yeah.
there is not a lot here.
Bill Conti.
There is Bill Conti.
That's all I got for you.
All right. There's the We Are Family scene. It was the only contemporary song that they play when they're celebrating their War Games victory.
Yep.
Hava Nagila during the Jewish wedding at the beginning. And then just kind of that general military drum roll score
It's a lot of snare drum.
throughout.
It's a lot of snare drum.
And that's really just about all that I picked up.
Bill Conti did score the movie, who also scored Rocky.
Oh,
Shut up. The OG Rocky
The-
1.
The OG Rocky.
Okay.
good for him.
Now, where the similarities live between the score for Private Benjamin and Rocky, I don't hear. But maybe he just really likes snare drums.
That
I'm
might
not
be
sure.
it.
One bit that stood out to me, it's not necessarily score nor is it songs, but it's more like choral refrain. When they are going to be thorn birds, is that it?
Yeah.
And it was the glory, glory, I am not afraid to die.
Yeah.
Glory, glory, Colonel Thornbush made a man out of me.
Was it not It's a Hell of a Way to Die?
I think they did multiple refrains, but all I know is that when I heard that tune, and I hated the words, and it was a bit tragic, but it stuck with me for the next couple hours where I was just like,
Oh,
So that
I
one-
thought you were playing the air bass.
Oh gosh, no.
Sorry.
Not at all.
that, and then they did have like
Slap with the bass.
they did have a choral down by the riverside in the background that I
Yes.
made a note of.
Yeah.
And that was a bit of an odd placement for me, given the context of the movie and the cast.
The spiritual hymnal aspect of it was a little odd. I didn't really understand the placement because it didn't add to the story at all.
If anything, it took me a little out of it.
Yeah,
But-
I could see that.
Excellent. Well, let's get into the meat and potatoes of this thing. We'll move on to the cast and plot with a section we call I Got That Part.
You hear me, New York? We're gonna be on Broadway because I'm not giving up. I'm still here and I'm staying. You hear that, New York?
So Judy Benjamin is a woman who just wants a husband, a rich husband to take care of her. That's all she wants, a professional man.
Second husband.
Huh?
This is her second marriage at the beginning of the movie.
Was it?
No, yeah.
Oh, I
Yeah.
missed that.
The first one was a mistake, but don't judge her for that.
It's only a day, right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's only a
The
day.
parents talk about it.
Oh, that's right. See, I forgot about that.
Oh man, you blocked it out.
And
I
speaking
did.
of two, she doesn't just want a husband, she wants two live-in maids. Did y'all catch that?
Well,
I did.
good on her because
Goldie
she
Hawn does not start likable.
it's good on her because she is about to marry a very rich Jewish man named Yale Goodman, played by the legendary Albert Brooks.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he dies mid-coitus
On their wedding
on
night.
their wedding night.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I'm going to imitate Yale's mother here.
Oh, thought you were gonna say someone else.
What were his last words?
I don't think we should say it. I don't know. We'll let you watch it and find out for
Yeah.
yourself.
This guy is a horn dog because,
In the limo?
yeah, in the limo, he drags her on the wedding day and,
It's a little rapey.
yeah.
It's a little
It's like,
rapey.
just get down there and do your wifely duties.
Come on, everyone I know is 10 feet away. I don't care. I have a headache.
Yeah, it's a little rapey.
Yeah.
I don't like Yale. I don't like Goldie, but at least I pity her.
To a degree, yeah. And I really I feel bad for her parents in that opening scene at the wedding and when they're giving the gift. Like, she acts like, oh, this wasn't enough.
Oh, with the upholstered,
Yeah.
This is great.
Oh, when she turns away a gift in person as she wanted the rounded bottom, the rounded
upholstered balls.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
like, upholstered
Upholstered
balls.
balls?
And he's like, well, if it's what you want. And she just walks away.
I would be like, you're getting this or you're getting nothing. I bought it.
It was one piece of a giant sectional that he was getting.
She's
her.
an awful person to begin with, and I feel bad for her parents because she really does act like the gift that they give her and Yale is almost beneath the amount that she expected it to be to
Mhm.
start their lives together. I'm like, you're already rich.
Yeah.
I don't think you need to worry about how much that check was.
Yeah.
Just one note on the death of Yale scene. and I'm not going to talk about the graphic of it, but
Rigor mortis set in.
the noise that Albert Brooks makes,
The gurgle.
because I had never seen this before. I knew nothing about it. So I did not know
either.
that he was going to die. But when he made that death gargle,
The death rattle.
and I didn't know that he was dying, I wish that I could have recorded my face. It was disgusting. It was disgusting.
Was
to
not a
me.
noise that you've ever heard mid-coitus.
No. And then luckily when she's like, Yale, ... Yale, ... Yale, wake up. And it turns out he's dead.
Cut to the
Honestly,
funeral.
I was incredibly relieved that he was dead because that noise makes a lot more sense.
I'm with you.
So you thought that was just his I'm done noise.
I'm glad that it was his my life is done noise, not my time is
My
done.
sexy time.
So Yale, her husband, is dead after 8 hours of marriage.
If that, she's cutting the marriages shorter and shorter.
Yeah, she has like less than 2 days of marriage combined between 2 weddings. So she's kind of like drifting and lost, and she calls in a radio show complaining, and a opportunistic army recruiter played by Harry Dean Stanton, second movie in a row, we get some Stanton action,
So good.
basically talks her into joining the army, marketing it as a like a spa vacation. It's a getaway. You'll see the world, all this stuff, all this lavish things that she's been used to in her life. And so she joins the army, goes to basic training, and is in for a rude awakening because it is none of that.
Really quickly on that,
Yeah.
I do want to commend the character at this point because,
Of Judy.
yes,
Okay.
because Judy is making a choice to try something new to get her out of her comfort zone, to potentially push her in a direction other than my husband just died.
Well, I mean, yes, but I don't know how well thought out this is.
I was
It's
gonna say,
she's just emotionally distraught
It
and lost.
may not have been super intentional, but I want to applaud the willingness.
Yeah.
May not have been intentional, but I applaud the willingness.
Do you think she was doing it nobly or because she was promised a yacht and a condo?
Yeah.
Probably a little bit of both.
Okay.
So,
Because she could have had a yacht and a condo at home too.
Well, not anymore.
Her parents could have done that. Her parents were rich.
they could have. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like they ever said no to her. So
No.
That's true.
So
But
she
he was
gets
too busy watching the Phillies.
Yeah. She gets to basic training and meets Captain Doreen Lewis, played by Eileen Brennan. And
Incredible.
yes,
she's so good at
she
this.
did a great job. And Drill
Terrific.
Sergeant Ross, played by Hal, I forgot his name.
That one guy.
Hal Williams.
Him.
Yeah, he's in a ton of stuff. He's in the sitcom 227 forever. He's been around.
I thought he was good too.
Yeah, he did a great job. My favorite, one of my scenes I did laugh at is when she first gets there and she's still on the bus sleeping.
Yeah, yeah.
And he goes
yeah.
up there and he's like, "You need to get up." And she's like, "Like 5
Not
more minutes."
now.
No. And he like yanks her off the bus. He's like, "Give me 10 push-ups." And he's like pulling her up and down like a yo-yo.
Uh-huh.
That got some yucks out of me. That was
Yep.
pretty good.
I enjoy the beginning of her time in basic.
Yeah.
I find it to be actually very funny.
Yes, I thought that's
What-
where the movie was going.
I thought that she shocked me about how good she was with physical humor.
Yeah.
When he flipped her out of the bed with like lifting the mattress up and she was like, "Argh!"
She just slides off.
Yeah. I thought that the push-up scene, the bus scene, the mattress scene, she in the first 20 or so minutes killed me with how funny she was physically, let alone her choices, obviously as a character, but just her physical humor, which I think is hard to do.
And if the movie had continued down that path, I think we have a very different discussion than the one we're going to have.
Oh, we got a movie here.
Right. As Colin likes to say.
Yeah.
That is the moment.
So Judy finds out that Army's not what she was sold. She's having trouble fitting in with the other recruits. She's clashing with Captain Lewis. She can't do the obstacle course, all this stuff. And eventually the whole platoon's getting punished for her misdeeds. And they're doing the marching in the rain scene like at 2 a.m. And she goes back into the bunker and her parents are there to take her home. And her dad is like reading her the riot act of like we told people you're mentally ill.
Yep.
What
What a time to be alive that if you disappeared, we put you in an asylum.
Yeah.
That was more palatable than the army.
And her dad's like, I'm going to take you home. I'll make your decisions for you now. Captain Lewis comes in with her discharge papers, kind of like, thank God I'm getting her out of here.
Right.
And this is actually my favorite part of the movie, where she realizes like she's clear fork in the road of her life.
Yeah.
Like, I can go down this road and yes, continue to have my dad, make all my decisions for me. I try to find a husband to make all the decisions for me, or I can stay here, stick this thing out and try and better myself.
Right.
And she makes that decision. She says, no, I'm not signing it. I'm staying here.
Yep.
So that was the peak of the movie for me.
Another point, at which to commend that character.
Yes.
I think she made the right choice there.
Yep.
I think that this is the highlight of the movie for me.
Yeah.
When they're at boot camp, I would have extended boot camp. I would have completely, if I'm going to influence or edit this movie, remove the whole Thornbird section altogether, where she briefly skydives and then leaves it, and that 20-minute section where she joins the team and then leaves the team, and add all 20 minutes to the boot camp, because I think that this is when we need to see her transition as a character from spoiled rich girl to I'm actually a good leader and I can be a really good not just soldier, but like people will follow me.
Yeah.
And I believe in the mission and I believe in doing the right thing and I'm a hard worker. I think that the movie really skimped out on it, and as a result, she didn't deserve the transition that they kind of threw down our throats.
Yeah. They do the montage thing of now she can do the obstacle course and now she's getting her fellow soldiers respect.
Yeah.
All this stuff. They have a big war games where they're split into teams. Judy's team ends up winning with some very ingenious ways. Another episode where somebody takes their panties off. And
brassiere.
Was it the brassiere?
It was her bra.
Call back to
The underwear.
Earlier,
Underwear, excuse me.
staff sergeant saw her bra and was like,
Yeah.
"That's not regulation."
Yeah.
So unlike Salt, where
Call back to Salt.
Call back to Salt. So underwear used ingeniously. They end up winning the war games because of this.
Yep.
They catch a very young Craig T. Nelson having an affair with a young soldier played by PJ Souls, who was Linda in Halloween.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Good call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She looks way different because her hair's like
Hers
short and
very
dark.
short.
Yeah, she looks
Very
way different.
short.
If I didn't see her name, I never would have picked her up.
Yeah.
But hilarious. Craig T. Nelson was pretty funny in this. In
He
his
was.
short amount of time on the screen.
Yep.
This is where I looked at my watch because I was like, this feels like this should be the climax
Like the
of the
conclusion.
movie.
Yeah.
And we're only like an hour in.
And I hate to bring it back to something like Stripes again, but Stripes, they have 75 to 80% of the movie done before then they need to go like rescue the weird like tank mobile from Europe. But the first 10% is maybe 5% is before barracks and training. The absolute majority, the actual movie, is them training and developing and changing. I think that you needed that here, not just for a comedy, but I think I just didn't think that her transition was deserved.
Yeah.
I agree with you. This to me felt like this should have been the climax.
Mhm.
It felt like we had a natural conclusion to her arc at that point and what she was trying to accomplish. It very much was not.
It was not, because she does graduate basic training, and then on a weekend at leave in New Orleans, she meets a French doctor named Henri and has a little one-night stand with him, and then is chosen to become an elite paratrooper with the Thornbirds, as mentioned earlier. But she finds out that she was only chosen because Colonel Thornbush finds her attractive, and they're about to do their first jump and she's scared. And this is when he decides, oh, this is the perfect time to get what I want from her.
Attempt to assault her.
So it's jump or get assaulted.
Yes.
Oh gosh.
I know it's 1980. I know it's a different time. It does not excuse the behavior. But the more older movies we watch,
This was played for laughs a lot back
I
in the day.
know.
Yes.
That's what I was going to say. Like the older movies that we're watching, even some into the 90s and early 2000s, like those kinds of assaults are really played up for humor. And I don't understand why we ever thought that was funny.
Yeah.
It's very weird.
So she ends up jumping out of the plane because that's the better option, clearly.
I throw him out of the plane.
Yeah, that too.
Without a parachute.
Yes.
She does manage to kind of blackmail him into a soft assignment overseas in Europe, where she again meets up with Henri and decides.
Where was her first or his first choice? He wanted to send her somewhere else, and she was like, "No, not at all. What about Paris?" Right?
I don't recall.
I don't remember where that was.
Okay.
Get us in the comments. Tell us where we got that wrong.
So she meets up with Henri again. They hook back up and decide to give it a full relationship go, where he proposes and she accepts. So she's going to get married for the third time.
And Henri sucks.
We'll very much get to that. So Captain Lewis, who is still vindictive that Benjamin kind of got the best of her, discovers that Henri is a communist. So Judy, as a member of the military, cannot be married to him. So she has to choose army, husband. I hate this part so much.
Me too.
That she chose the husband, she chose the man over the army.
When, quite honestly, the men in her life haven't done a whole lot for her,
No.
but the army has done everything for her at that point.
Yes. So
we did learn in the intro that all she wants.
Yes, but she should be well past that at this point.
Well, I don't think it's deserved. I don't buy it.
I don't either. It's a comfort. It's a comfortable choice. That's all it is. It's not about the actual desire or anything like that.
I think she'll come to that realization here, but it still didn't. Even with that, I still don't like it. So
and Henri still
he does. He sucks.
He sucks.
He's trying to get her to sign a prenup. He's hitting on the housekeeper
a lot.
Yeah.
Also, the prenup is a throwback to her wedding night when her husband's on the phone and he's on the phone advising someone else.
Never get married without a prenup.
Never get married without a prenup.
Yeah. In fact, I think he cheated on her with the housemaid.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, unquestionably.
Yeah.
Because
Claire?
she found her necklace in the bed.
Yeah.
Is it Claire or Clara or something like that?
Claire.
Claire.
Well, that's the ex-girlfriend.
Clark.
There's like two women.
Classy Claire.
Clark.
Oh.
So we get all the way to the altar with Judy and Henri, and that's when she decides, nope, this isn't happening. Gives him a nice right hook. And
after
then,
he goes after her.
He does. And then off she scampers to live her free life, I guess, and the credits roll.
But at that point, she's thrown away the army. She can't go back to that.
Yeah.
So what is her plan?
I don't know.
Can I ask one other just quick? It's not really even about the plot, but what does Henri play in his own words?
What does he play?
Soccer. And I think it's really funny to show a Frenchman constantly say soccer because
call it football.
In 1980, they got to just assume that the audience is as dumb as bricks. And they're like, if we say he says he plays football,
They're like, sure you do, Frenchie.
Yeah, they're not going to get that. And then they show him and they're like, he's playing soccer. Why do you call it football? But I just think it's funny that he and his other Frenchmen, like the maid at one point is like, he is playing soccer. And you're like, you would never say that.
They would never say that.
So in my research, I found that Goldie Hawn was, I think she had just gotten through a divorce.
I think so, yeah.
Around this time. So that kind of makes sense about the I don't need a man bit, but it's just like you did it like 3 different times.
Which makes this a weird choice to say yes to.
But there's 3 different times she did that. Like,
I know.
Like
I'm saying the project.
Yeah.
The project itself is an odd choice to say yes to if that's her most recent personal experience.
Could I propose a possible change to the plot if I were involved in the writing room? And I want to hear y'all's thoughts.
Sure.
So I think that there were 3 lanes that this movie encompassed. They wanted to do a military movie. They wanted to do a female empowerment movie. They wanted to do a slapstick comedy.
Yeah.
And somehow they wanted to work in romance within that. I don't think romance is necessarily its own genre, but in this movie, but it seems like they could not pick a lane.
No,
and
So-
every one they picked seemed to be the wrong one.
So hear me out. I'm going to try to just propose a rewrite where boot camp is extended 20 or so minutes, you get to know her trainees a lot better. You show those relationships develop a lot better. You show her character develop a lot better. Let's still say she goes on as an officer or a captain or something to a higher, better position where all of her teammates than previously are trainees. They get sent somewhere along with possibly even Lewis, and her trainee and all of her teammates get sent somewhere, and she has to decide between keeping her cush captain officer life and going and being in the dirt with her fellow ladies. I feel like just there and then, if you eliminate Henri, if you eliminate the romance angle, you can lean into the comedy and the military, like, female empowerment. And I think it would have been a such tighter movie. I just never cared about Henri. I don't think it led to her character development marrying again, but then being like last second, actually, no, and punching him. I didn't feel like that was her being like, I'm an independent woman. I thought it was her just being like, maybe not.
I think the punch is a response to his response. I don't think the punch is indicative of her taking any type of empowerment.
Yeah.
So it's not, you can't even argue that, like, in that moment, she felt so empowered to just beat him up. Like, no, she was responding because he went after her and grabbed her.
Yeah.
I don't disagree with you. I think that would have been a much better movie. Yeah. If you eliminate the Louisiana and then the Paris part and the Henri part completely and dive deeper into her development as an independent woman through the lens of the Army with some hijinks thrown in.
Yeah.
That's a much better movie. That's probably an 8 out of 10 that I would watch again.
I don't think that we would be covering it.
Maybe not.
I think it wouldn't be a forgotten movie.
I guess that's a good point. But
I don't think people were sophisticated enough in the 80s to do that. This is probably the best you're getting for any type of woman empowerment message.
I don't know. Adventures in Babysitting, Elizabeth Shue.
Which came out when?
Like early 80s.
It came out later than that.
Think so?
Like 86, 87?
No, not that late.
To the internet.
To the interwebs. That's another one we should do. I love that movie.
The interwebs?
Yeah, all the webs that are entered.
The only one I can think of would be like Foxy Brown.
1987.
Wow. Is it really the year I was born? How about that? Yeah, I want to like Private Benjamin. I think Private Benjamin did a lot of things really well, and it did some things really, really poorly. And that last third of the movie is atrocious.
It is.
It's a train wreck. The first and second acts, really good. I like them. I like the idea. I like the boot camp. I like her back and forth with the drill sergeant. I like what she was doing in her character development. I like who she was becoming. I hated everything after that.
Well, let's see what everybody else thought about it.
Can I ask one question first?
Yeah.
No.
Please.
Can y'all name, without looking on Wiki or IMDb or anything, can you name a single other of her platoon mates' names?
Like their characters?
Mm-hmm.
Rizzo.
Is that... Oh, okay. So I think that's one of the things that's missing is
from Greece.
There's not a...
if you created characters.
But they have that scene where they're all around the fire and they're telling stories, and that would have been an opportunity to start to develop that.
Expand that scene by a few minutes and add 2 or 3 more of them. Yeah. And if you create an ensemble, not necessarily of all great actors, but if you just had more actors like Goldie Hawn that have personality at all...
I think you're right. I think if you expanded that group to be more recognizable within the movie, that could have been something really interesting to watch.
At one point, I think in France, she's on the phone and she's like, oh, my friend XYZ is coming. And when Henri asks her, and she's like, can you believe she's even learning French? And like that just was a complete miss for me because I was like, I don't know who you're talking about, and I don't care that she's learning French, because I don't know who you're talking about, and even if I did, that character's not explored.
It's not an I don't care because I don't care that she does this. It's you haven't made me care.
Yeah, exactly.
You have not developed this character enough that I need to care.
Agreed.
Yep.
All right.
All right, let's see what everybody else thought in the section we call "You Love Me, You Really Love Me."
8 Oscars, $400 million, and you saved Tug Stevens' career.
I couldn't have done it without you, Sloan.
Really?
No, dickhead, of course I couldn't. A nutless monkey could do your job.
Well,
Private Benjamin was released in October of 1980. It was a big box office hit, made about $70 million on a budget of 9.2. So yeah, you make 7 times your budget. It's a big hit. It got decent reviews, mostly praising Goldie Hawn's performance. She and Eileen Brennan were both nominated for Academy Awards that year for these roles. Did not win, but they were nominated.
3rd nomination as well. Best original screenplay.
And Best Original Screenplay is correct.
Yep.
Also did not win.
Nope, did not.
It also spun off a short-lived television show.
Really?
Yeah.
You stole my trivia.
So, well, here's the trivia then. Who did win Best Actress and Best Supporting Actress that year?
This is
1980?
Yeah.
Was that Whoopi Goldberg?
No.
Demi Moore.
No. She even acting barely.
Well, I
Give me a
didn't-
hint.
One of them, we already did a movie featuring her daughter, and that was pointed out.
Featuring her daughter.
Yeah.
We did a movie featuring her daughter. Oh, Liz Taylor?
No.
Oh.
The first movie we did in this podcast ever.
Oh, what was it? It was
Orange County?
Sheila Fisk's mom?
Yeah.
Oh, I forget what her name is now. Cecil
Sissy
Spacek.
Yeah, Sissy Spacek won Best Actress for Coal Miner's Daughter.
Never
The
seen
coal miner.
And then Mary Steenburgen won Best Supporting.
I never would have gotten that.
No. But yes, the Private Benjamin TV show spun off for, it only lasted like a season and a half, about 30 episodes. But Eileen Brennan and Hal Williams reprised their roles. A woman named Lorna Patterson was recast as Judy. I didn't see her do a whole lot after this, so I don't think it really launched her in anything. But Brennan won a Golden Globe and an Emmy for that role, even though it was only a short-lived series. So
Must have been a bad year in TV.
that must have been.
I don't really have anything that you didn't hit on. You stole my trivia piece.
So what's my movie?
I
picked it.
know.
I get to do that.
I know. I guess the only other things that I would add to that, when I was reading through some of the reviews that were still posted online from the time it was released, audience definitely responded well to the fish out of water military humor. I think we continue to see that kind of play out even in today's films. I don't agree with this wholeheartedly, but Judy's personal growth arc, I think it is trending in the right direction, and then it turns right off the cliff.
Yeah.
And the empowering ending, the ending is overwhelmingly seen as empowering. I don't know that I agree with that.
I mean, I guess, but it took such a weird route to get there.
Well, it might
Yeah.
be slightly empowering, but
It's more empowering than it could have been,
overwhelming.
but I don't know that I would call it.
It was more empowering when she stayed in the army and
Yeah.
told her dad off.
I agree.
That's probably that, and then when she also kind of told Lewis off in that scene where she's like in the war room or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's certainly parts of it that were very empowering, and I think they should be celebrated, but I don't think the ending's one of them.
Well, despite what we think, this is like celebrated as one of the best comedies ever.
Especially in the 80s.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I don't know, egg on our face, I guess. There's been talks of remakes with Anna Faris, which I wish that was made. That would have been pretty good.
I can definitely see it.
I would see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd see that.
Rebel Wilson was also attached. I don't know. Maybe. I think Anna Faris had done a better job, but neither one happened. Maybe someday. We'll see.
I'm gonna vote no on
Who's
the Rebel
Goldie
Wilson.
Hawn's daughter?
Kate Hudson.
Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
I would even take a Kate Hudson.
I love Kate Hudson.
Yeah.
She's great.
Well, let's move into our official final thoughts here. So
Let's do
I'll kick it off. I pretty much agree with what both you guys said. It was okay to start, pretty good, some laughs, and then the third act is just what the F. is happening here. I loved, like I said, when she decided to stay in the army, but then quitting the army to marry Henri was just like, oh God. So we'll do out of 5 army fatigues
Okay.
for this one.
And that's not being sleepy.
It's not. I'll go 2.
Okay.
It's
2 army fatigues.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I like the first half of the movie, so I'll give almost half of the positive rating.
It's fair.
I think Goldie Hawn did a fine performance. Eileen Brennan was very good. She was very funny. But yeah, that last half is just like oof.
Yeah. I'm not too dissimilar. I think I've said my piece on the movie at this point. While the message overall is empowering, especially in that time for women, and especially women in the service, I wanted to like this movie more than I did. And I attribute that mostly to the French and Henri part of it and the ending. So Henri, you suck. You ruined the second half of this movie. I was gonna go 2.5 at the beginning because I only liked about half of the movie. But the more I thought about it, the more Henri just pissed me off. So I'm gonna go 1.75 army fatigues out of 5. And that's all due to Henri. This guy sucks.
With, again, not having read a single thing about this, not having watched anything about it, or even really truly knowing what it is other than clicking play, I desperately wanted to like this movie, but it just simply could not pick a lane. I don't think this movie knew what it wanted to be, and it reeks of overwriting, overproduction, and overzealous efforts to be a movie that applies to absolutely everything. I think that in 1980, this movie probably rocked. I think that in 2026, this movie does not rock.
Because there's a reason it hasn't been seen in forever.
I agree. I think that the first 60% of this movie were incredible, and I would absolutely kill to see the last 40% of this movie by the same first 60% writers. If you took the last 2/5 and you just made it exactly like the first 3/5 in terms of the development,
throwing fractions at me, man.
Characters, everything.
That's a movie I want to see.
I do.
I want to see that version of this movie.
I absolutely do. And the fact that when I was watching it, I was unfortunately distracted by wishing so badly it were better. Not because it's bad, but because it could be great.
It could be great.
I think this could be an absolute all-time classic. I was going to give it 2.5 stars.
Fatigues.
But it's 2.5 fatigues. But I'm going to remove half a fatigue because they expected us to care at all about Henri after he and Goldie Hawn met that night, made love all night long, apparently, and then woke up the next morning, and she just then, first and foremost, met the dogs who have not been outside all night. And then Henri yells at the dog for peeing inside.
Yeah, we didn't talk about that.
I'm going to go 2 out of 5 military fatigues.
Okay.
You could have done better, Private Benjamin.
Yeah.
You really
You
should
have done
You
better.
should have done better. I think you did a disservice to Goldie Hawn in this movie.
Well, that'll do it for this episode of Haven't Seen That in Forever. Be sure to check us out on all our socials. HSTIF, HStiff podcast, Gmail.
What'd you think about Private Benjamin?
Tell us what you thought. Did you like it? Do you agree?
What
Are
would
we
you have done to fix it?
Yell at us on why we hate women, apparently. I'm sure somebody will.
Someone will.
Somebody will.
You know it.
Next week, we will be talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger's
1996 Eraser.
Yeah, Eraser.
You've been erased.
It sounded Russian.
Yeah, I just did Russian.
Oh. Okay, that's all for this week.
Thanks, everybody.
Let us know what to watch next.
Thanks for listening.
Have a good week.